oh, sweet.
You didn't realise then
the
with the Diddy thing this morning, did you?
I didn't know. I didn't. Yeah. Do you want it louder or no?
Yeah, just a touch. Yeah, a little bit because I can't actually hear it. There you go. That's
Is that
fine.
too much?
Probably down just a little bit. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I didn't realise. I was like, fuck. When you messaged me then, it's a banger of a song, mind.
Oh, it's a great song. Yeah.
It's a banger of a song. I remember watching John Jones walk out to it.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. And like all the lights came down and that just came out of nowhere. And I was like, this has to be one of the coolest walkouts in fight history. It was a brilliant song.
That's good. I like. Do you ever see Kel Brook fight or not?
Yeah, I've heard of Kel Brook, but I can't remember many of his fights.
No, he's good. From Sheffield, he used to be. Who's his trainer? Brendan Ingle, who's trained Nazim Hamed and all that. Anyway, he used to come out and the whole stadium would just go dark, and there would be Kanye West, all of the lights, and go doom. You know,
you can't go wrong with that, can you? All of the lights.
Yeah, so the bit at the start, I'm not sure if it's piano or something, would be playing, and then he'd walk out and it'd just kick off. It was really
What
good.
would you walk out? What would you walk out to?
I don't know. I like.
And by the way, you can mix it up as well.
What do you mean mix it
Well,
up?
you can like throw in a couple of songs mixed and
so
mashed.
you can have
a lot of them do that, don't they?
Yeah, I know. There's a lot on. You see it on Instagram now, like that. The original audio. I quite like Tupac Hail Mary. Have you heard that?
Tupac. No. I would. It's probably one of the. I gotta be honest. A Tupac Biggie. I'm more Biggie.
No, that's wrong.
What, you're more Tupac?
Oh, all day. Yeah.
Really?
West Side.
How do you even do that? I can't even do that.
God, years of doing that when I was a 15, 16-year-old.
Yeah. It's like a tripod you've got going on there.
You haven't heard. Have you heard Hail Mary or not? You haven't heard the lyrics to it, have you?
No, and I know you're not going to sing it for me.
I'm not going to
no
sing
point.
it, but
it's not singing it.
I
is
ain't
it,
a
really?
killer, but don't push me. Revenge is like the sweetest joy next to getting.
Oh right, okay. I get the theme.
Yeah, it's a good song.
No,
so what's yours then? Oasis, is it?
Do you know what'd be funny? If you did like that Welsh war song. What's it, the one that the Cardiff City players come out to?
Oh, I know, yeah.
What's it called? Men of Harlech, you know?
Something like that.
Yeah, have that, Men of Harlech. I'll really, market the Welsh thing, you know? So I have Men of Harlech echoing around the arena, and then all of a sudden, like a different song comes on then, and that's where I walk out to. That's how I do. Like Can't Stop by Red Hot Chili Peppers, probably.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah.
So it'd start and then it would like, and then I come out to Can't Stop.
I had a Red Hot Chili Peppers on my playlist for a while, a couple of months ago. What's the one? The ones
Mate,
really
they're
like?
brilliant.
Yeah.
I really like them. Do you listen to much Foo Fighters?
I remember hearing them when I was a teenager and stuff, but no, wouldn't listen to them now.
Yeah, Foo Fighters. I saw them live in Glastonbury. They were really good, But I haven't seen you in ages, really.
Yeah, it was the ice skating, wasn't it? It was like, okay, no.
That all of that. So, would you go again?
Oh no,
I probably wouldn't. No. Like I felt dangerously close to like hurting myself.
That was the same thing. Like in New York, I was like, oh, this is iconic. It's Central Park. I don't want to have been here and sort of like not had a go. So I was like, went there, sweat like mad because of like the anxiety go round. And I was like, right, job done. It was a bit of fun. And if I was better at it, I'd do it again. But I thought, I can't be that. But I was like, let's go and do it in Cardiff. But then got on there and I was just like, oh, what am I doing? I feel unsafe here.
Yeah. And also as well,
people flying.
There's just blades everywhere, like there was I think I told you, there was this girl behind me because I was like holding onto the rail. Well, we both rolled onto the rails. I was marginally better, but anyway, let's not talk about that. Okay, so let's move on. But there was a girl behind me, and she like slipped or whatever, and as she fell back, her leg came up and her blade came up, and literally a few inches forward, and that would have been my thigh.
Oh right, yeah.
Honestly,
and they'd cut into you, would they? those
I
things?
don't know. I don't know. I don't know if they would. They must do. It's quite sharp, isn't it?
Oh, it's way smaller as well than in New York. And
Yeah.
and like I said, there are obviously people who are good at it, and they're just flying by. Yeah. Oh no,
Lainey's pretty decent.
Yeah, she was good because like she was doing about 4 laps of the thing to hour 1.
We were horrendous. So yeah, that happened. Anything else happened over Christmas or no?
No, not really. No, it was just pretty just chilled. Standard. You?
Yeah. Yeah, just usual. We're looking for a house at the moment. That's why I'm manic at the moment. So we're like looking to move. So we literally had 2 viewings today.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, literally just came from them. There's one in Machen. I don't know. Do you know where that is, Machen?
Heard of it, but I wouldn't know.
To be honest,
it's not out towards Bridgend Way, is it?
No. I don't think so. It's like right up on top of the mountain. Don't get me wrong, like the views are insane, but I don't know. It's kind of there's not a lot more you can do with it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then there's this other one which is like really needs a lot of work, like a lot of work. But it's in Penturk. Do you know where the Penturk is?
Again, I've heard the name, wouldn't have a clue where it is.
So it's literally 14 minutes from here, like super close. The location, mate, it's parked up right next to Rada, basically. Right. So you've got Rada over here, and then you've got Penturk over there. Literally like neighbouring towns or villages. And the location's amazing, but it's like an ex-council house. It's not like it's not huge. It's a nice garden, but you need to slam a lot of money into that, you know. So we were more excited about that one and the potential with it, and the location, because the location's insane. Like,
is it? Yeah,
it's really, really nice.
You wouldn't do the thing you did mention about yourself and Lainey going on with your dad and then building like an outbuilding or something? Or
we were thinking about that, but to be honest, not a lot of those places have outbuildings.
Oh, so you'd have to literally...
We'd have to build one. Yeah, we'd have to build one. They do come up, but they usually, they're in the middle of nowhere. In somewhere in the Vale of Glamorgan. In the farm. And so you're really isolated. So yeah, it's exciting though, mate. It is exciting when you start, because I know I'm looking now and I'm addicted. Like I can't stop looking. I'm just like scrolling through it. Like someone who's addicted to social media, I just can't stop.
Looking at houses.
Just love heart in them. You know? Just saving them, love heart. You know? Yeah. That's all I'm doing these days. But outside of that, nothing much really. Just, I tell you what, I did watch. Have you seen that? In fact, I think you shared it.
Brian Johnson, Try Not to Die or something.
I started watching that on Netflix. Have you seen that, mate?
I was literally watching. So obviously the other night I started it and shared it on my story, and then I was actually watching some of it last night because I haven't been through it all yet. I got to the part last night. He was talking about. I think he was on a dating app and been going out for dates or something, and his son is there, and they're like, "Yeah, it's a lot to put up with his routine."
So when you're taking 56 tablets,
in the morning,
then
he's sitting under the red ultra violet rays and all that.
It's not a series though, is it?
It's just a one-off.
Documentary, yeah. So have you finished it?
No, I haven't seen it yet. I only know him because Ben went and did some training with him.
Oh right, so because I saw him doing all of that sort of stuff.
Yeah, a lot of the ADG stuff. And he's obviously trying to like reverse the clock, isn't he?
What do you think about all that? Because I looked in. Part of me thinks, well, he's a guinea pig. That's what he is. He's a guinea pig. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And then a part of me thinks, do you know how narcissistic you have to be this dude? Do you know what I mean? You know, multi-millionaire. I think he's got like
600 million. I think he sold it. I think he sold his company for 600 million.
Well, I googled it and it said 100 million.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. Well,
or it could be worth more now. I don't know what it was.
You get to a certain point. Yeah. You know, million and I'm happy days. Do you know what I mean? Imagine 100 million. So he sold his company for his Braintree or something like that, wasn't it?
I don't know.
I think that was his company. And he just like slammed all this money into basically trying to reverse age. And when it's something like for every year he's aging statistically like a 0.69 or something like that.
Oh right, so he's
like
aging
that.
at almost like half the time.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but yeah, what's your thoughts on him?
I wouldn't really go on it. It's interesting to watch. I saw the one thing on there he was doing, and that like kind of was interesting. Was he was having plasma taken from a younger person's body? So I don't know if it was his son, and then or was it his own, and then having that injected, and that was shown. But again, it was shown in rat studies that it can. I'm not sure if it can like reverse the aging of your organs, so like your liver and kidneys and things like that. If you receive the plasma of like someone who's like years and years and years younger than you,
because they linked him. That's right. Because it was the son giving the plasma to the dad,
and then there's
the
him
dad
to
giving the
his
plasma.
dad.
Yeah,
to like I don't know. His father's got some health conditions or something.
That's so strange, mate.
Because they were flying to Texas or something. I think I saw. That's as far as I got to. I got about 5 minutes past there, and I haven't seen the rest yet.
Right. Okay. Right. Yeah. I think I'm a bit further ahead than you.
He's in all sorts though. Like he's restored his hair growth and things like that, and things.
Do you think he looks any better though?
Well, he looks younger, doesn't he? In the face, his skin looks younger. I'll tell you something funny about that in a minute.
What's that?
Wait a second, and then. But he's. I don't know if he stays out of the sunlight or something, because obviously sunlight can. You need sunlight for vitamin D, but I think the sun can also age your skin, can't it, to a degree?
Right.
Because like he's super white, isn't he?
Right.
You know,
okay.
He looks like he's never seen the sunlight.
Yeah, he looks ill. Yeah. He looks ill to me. I know. And look,
he's obviously
in their own.
Great shape. He's got like
he's in good shape.
He's lean, and I think he's got like high muscle mass and everything. Like he's in the upper range for all of those, for body fat and muscle mass and everything. So
can you imagine living that life though?
Oh, I know. You don't.
The thing is, his purpose is that, right? His purpose is trying to stay alive as long as possible. Like the way my purpose is so much more than that. You know, of course, part of it is our health, and we want to try and be around and stuff like that. But that's his sole mission. That's it.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing else, you know. And I can imagine, like, who would put up with that dude?
You know when people go, it's like, going out for dinner and going with a freaking vegetarian, you know, the fussy eater or something like that. Oh God, I don't know. My girlfriend or my boyfriend or whatever, they just always they're a neat freak. They're doing this, or you know, they can't start the day without their coffee, or they've got to do this, and you think, freaking hell, this guy's like on another level, isn't he? You know, with all the routine, isn't it? Like you've got your morning. Are you a morning routine? I can't remember.
No, but I'm not like I am heavily routined, as you know.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm routined.
Yeah.
You know, very much so. But I can break free of that, and it's nothing compared to this dude.
No.
Do you know what I mean? And I'm not like, this is my morning routine where, you know, like,
I've seen actually the old video. I don't know if you still got it. The American Psycho parody, Christian Bale.
Yeah, that's me.
Patrick
really.
Bateman. Yeah,
I'm covering her all up.
We're just staring at yourself in the mirror.
What did I say? What was the line?
Because it's from American Psycho. It's like there are some people in life who are winners and losers, and I'm definitely a winner. There was all sorts of other stuff. Oh my God.
Brian Johnson is basically the guy in American Psycho, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's basically that guy. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, so I can live that. What was that sort of? What was the thing you're on about with your skin?
Oh, just I'm not going to divulge into it, but yeah, I got told you the other day that I look too young for my age or something.
You do. Yeah,
no,
absolutely.
But it was like
I'm getting plasma. I think that's what's happening.
Yeah.
There's a reason you brought the plasma up, and now we know the secret. You know.
So apparently, this is what I got told, that on using dating apps, then I'm going to look like I'm catfishing because I don't look my age. So it's like, so now looking younger than my age is a bad thing. So I somehow need to apparently look older because so
that's bad advice.
I don't know. Yeah.
It's a good thing that you look younger. Like, everybody that I've introduced you to says you could pass for 30. Like,
right, okay.
Easy.
Okay.
Like, you know, like I mean,
I don't know.
reckon
I have no idea.
Mate, honestly, I really do. I think that must be a genetic thing, though. It really must be a genetic thing, because I think I'm going to age. I'm already getting, like, white hairs under here, you know? Like, the occasional white chest hair I just see popping out, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I can't say I've noticed them, like, in, like, facial hair, but I could have, like, grey hairs in my hair, but because I've got lighter hair, I think you probably don't see it as much, do you?
Could you grow a beard? Do you reckon you could grow
I grow a beard, yeah. I've grown it out before, but it doesn't suit me.
I can't see you in a beard.
But it's also, it wouldn't be like down here.
No.
It'd be, I've grown it out like longer than where yours is now, but it just...
Really?
Yeah, but it doesn't
You've got
suit me.
pictures?
Yeah, have you? It looks terrible.
I'll have to attach it just looks... We'll put in, yeah.
It just looks unkept, and then it's kind of like that in-between colour.
Right.
Almost looking a bit reddish when it grows out, and I'm like, yeah, it's not good.
Mine's brown, but sometimes I get the occasional, like, red hair. I do.
And then I've when I've let it grow out, and then I shave it, or like I never shave it clean, but just like trim it. I'm like, yeah, it just looks so much better.
Right. Yeah, I'm the opposite. I think I look better with a beard.
Do you?
Than without one. I don't know. I don't know. Without one, it makes my face just look like really round. I can't, you know.
What do you mean?
I don't know. It's just.
Oh, you want that angular jawline, do
you? Gregor Gallagher style. Alpha male.
Yeah, high test.
Right. What are we going to talk about then? Have you got any in mind?
No,
or?
I haven't. No.
Oh God, it's good job someone comes.
Well, I thought I set it the whole Christmas one, didn't I? So.
Oh, yeah, I suppose you did actually. Well, I did have one, but it just wasn't good enough, really, was it? We were just literally telling each other rubbish jokes.
Yeah, to see if we could laugh.
Yeah. It didn't pan out. We need them a lot edgier than that for that to work. Anyway, I thought hybrid training maybe.
Oh, right, okay.
We could talk about that. I thought that would be pretty interesting, because that's the bit at the moment, to me, hybrid training is like
the buzzword.
It is the buzz. Yeah, it's probably at its peak right now, I think, because I see, like, all the time, like, people saying, oh, deadlift 300 kilos, run a marathon, all this sort of stuff. I don't know. You've probably seen that on socials and stuff.
Loads of it.
And fair enough. Do you know what I mean? Like, if that's what you want to do, but I think sometimes. I don't think the limitations of their approach talked enough. Like, I think often people will talk about, obviously, like the benefits and all that sort of stuff. But I thought maybe we could play devil's advocate and talk a little bit about the cons as well, So have you ever been a hybrid athlete, mate?
From day one.
Day one, right, okay.
But because in my opinion, it's basically just it depends if what you define as athlete. If we're talking professional athlete, or we're just talking everyday athlete, which is what I deem everyone to be. You should be training to be. Or someone say, "Oh, what does that mean?" But be more athletic, just be more physically able. So, in my opinion, everyone should be doing some form of like strength resistance training, some form of cardiovascular training, whether that's bodybuilding, powerlifting, Olympic lifting, calisthenics, and then whether it's you going in the gym and sweating out half an hour of cardio on the treadmill, or whether you're playing your sport or whatever it be, you should have some combination of the two. And then it's obviously a scale depending on how much of each you want based on your goals.
For sure, yes. Yeah, so what you're saying is, to some extent, we all are really.
Yeah, and there used to be the whole thing of like, anti-cardio.
The anti-cardio coach.
No,
himself. It's you.
But I was, a number of years back, you'd see so many people, and it was typically more body composition related, before and after pictures, and there would be like, it was almost like a flex to be like, I've done this and I've done no cardio, and I'm like, wow,
what's good about that? Yeah, for sure.
So you look $1 million in a photo, but you're probably going to be out of breath running down the road. I get it, because I kind of, like, a lot of people think to achieve a certain body composition or whatever, they need to do tons of cardio. So I guess if you're looking at it from that, but if you're looking at just being a more physically able human and being healthy, then you should do both.
Yeah, that's a good point, and that's a good way to start it, because you like, even with me now, like, mate, I can go 10 rounds easy at the moment on the bag, doing like no problem, and keeping a decent clip as well, you know, because I know you can kind of gauge your own how fast you go, but I go hard for 10 rounds, you know, 2 minutes on, 1 minute off. That's
It's
pretty
tough. I tried that yesterday, actually.
Did you?
Yeah,
Right.
because I wanted to smack the shit out of the bag to see if
Test
my hand
your
was
hand.
all right.
Was it
'Cause
okay?
It was bothering me. Like, I just don't like having a feeling like there's a limitation on you.
It's probably a good thing that you're doing that, though, because it'll help you get through that that block almost, because you're testing it then.
Yeah.
That's a good idea, probably. But again, it's about like gradually increasing the stress and, you know, over time. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard, like doing that, and, you know, not just the bag. Like I'll do I'll do warm-ups like shadow boxing and stuff like that. But I'm using them for different things. So with the shadow boxing, that's all footwork. That's all footwork. Like, people that say shadow boxing's for learning to throw punches, it's not. Like, you shadow box to learn how to move properly.
Yeah.
That's why you're doing shadow boxing, to learn how to move your feet together, to pivot, all those different things. And in the bag, you can obviously use that for more strikes. So I do that, and I really, you know, prioritize cardio in my week. I always get my two sessions in. I move enough throughout the day. You know, I'm hitting about 8,000 to 10,000 steps a day.
You got that walking like
yeah,
thing now,
yeah.
What do you do now then? Has that bumped your steps up?
Yeah. Because I realised that I just wasn't getting enough. Like, because obviously I'm working a lot, and I'm at my laptop, and I was like, yeah, this needs to change. So straight away bought one. If anybody has like an office-based job, that is worth every penny. Just get one. They're like £110. You can, like, you know, obviously, to be honest with you, it's ideal if you can get out and walk. Do you know what I mean? In my opinion, you know, you're in nature, you get the relaxing therapeutic benefits, all of that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But as a next best option, if you're pushed for time and you're working in the office, get one. You know, I'm working and I'm walking at the same time. It's brilliant, you know. So I'm doing that. Like, I do a lot of cardio, you know, and it's important. Like, you know, strength coaches are just guilty of like just being biased towards that one adaptation. And yeah, your body does adapt differently from cardio to strength training. And, you know, if you do too much cardio and the type of cardio, it can start to interfere for sure. But if it's properly managed and it's in your week in a way that makes sense, you can absolutely be very fit and, you know, get really strong too. Like, really strong. And in fact, I think, in my opinion, if you've got a better base of cardio, that's going to benefit your strength training because you're going to be able to recover faster. You know, you're not going to be, you know, powerlifters, like, it does my head in, mate. I'm in the gym, and they're like, oh, I got 5x5 today.
It's cardio.
Yeah. It's cardio. I'm like, oh my God, 5x5 is killing you.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, it's hard.
Yeah, it's cringe as well when it's like, oh, I don't do cardio. I'll do like my cardio is when I'm doing like sets of 10 or it's just like, no, you're not getting that. It's not the same.
No, you're training as a part of those systems. I get that, but it's not. You're right. It's not.
Everything is always working. All the energy systems are always working.
They're always working. Yeah. But it's not to the extent, is it? You know. So I suppose then you got to look then at with that in mind, because that's a really good way to introduce our perspective on it. Then you have, I suppose, you know, the opposite end then, where you've got people that today are kind of doing, you know, marathons, they're doing powerlifting meets and all of that sort of stuff. And that's brilliant. Do you know what I mean? Like, if that's your thing, right? If you're happy to be a jack of all trades and a master of none, that's what you're going to be. And I think that's the point that I also want to get across, because I don't see that getting pushed at all. I just see, you know, you can do this, you can do that, and you absolutely can, but you're never going to be the best.
No.
You know, like, this is a great example. This is going to get me in a bit of trouble. This is CrossFitters.
Yeah.
Right? Like, CrossFitters are the best at doing a lot of... they're the best of doing a lot of different things. But the reality is that when you take the best CrossFitter, you put them in an endurance event, or if you put them in a powerlifting meet, they're average at best. You know, and that's the best of the best.
Yeah.
You know? So if that's your thing, great. You know, go for it. But just accept that you'll never be as good as you could be if you prioritise just one. And
well, again, you're trying to fill all buckets, aren't you, at the same time?
For sure.
So,
for sure. You know, it's like, again, it's not a case of, it depends on your priorities. I'm into powerlifting. I'm fit, you know, cardiovascularly. I've got a great base of cardio. I'm healthy. You know, I've got aspirations to go really far in that. So you can absolutely, you know, you don't have to be like this big fat powerlifter that everybody thinks you need to be. No, that's not the reality. You know, you look at some of the best powerlifters out there today in their class, they're actually very lean typically, very lean, you know. So that whole stereotype, I think, is really like an old wives' tale now. But you can have that, but maybe you just got to prioritize a little bit more if you want to be the best. Is that fair?
Yeah, definitely.
You know, because it's true, isn't it? Like you see it all the time. Like people online, like they just, you know, let's do a marathon, let's do a powerlifting. It's okay, well, you know, like, but would you ever do a powerlifting meet?
No, I don't think so.
I can imagine you in your singlet just getting up there.
I can't see it. I mean, I never bench press. I couldn't tell you the last time I did a bench press.
Yeah, that's true, actually. I never see you bench press.
I never ever bench press.
Why is that?
I just don't. My upper body work is chins, dips.
Yeah.
Sometimes then I'll do push-ups on the gymnastic
overhead
rings.
Press?
Occasionally,
right?
Not a lot.
Yeah.
It's mostly dips, and then stuff on the gymnastic rings and the parallettes.
Right.
And then chins, and then obviously I load those up and load the dips up. But yeah, I never bench press.
Yeah. Well, would you consider maybe adding in a press and a bench press to that or no?
When you say a press, what do you mean?
Overhead press.
Yeah, I have done that. I've done seated dumbbell press, and I will do that on times.
Yeah.
They're just not things that I
enjoy.
Yeah, I don't get such a buzz out of pressing dumbbells or barbells. Whereas I enjoy like pushing more load attached to me with a weight belt on dips and chins, whether that's on the rings or on the bar. I alternate between the two.
You've always been like that, though.
Yeah, it's just what I enjoy. I don't have any massive strength aspiration, like to be able to I know you wanted to press 100 overhead, didn't you? Recently, like for me, that's not something I'm chasing at all. Obviously, I'm nowhere near that anyway. But that's not something like that's on my bucket list to do that. Or a lot of guys are like, I want to bench 100.
Yeah,
couldn't care less. I wouldn't have a clue what I can bench. You know, I have no idea. I'd love to be able to dip for 5, like half my body weight. What can I do at the moment? Probably, I know I can do 20 kilos on me for like about 3 or something, 4. So I'd like to be able to get it up to 35. 36 kilos. That'd be nice.
Yeah. The science is the compliance. Have you heard that before?
Yeah.
That was, I think Stan Efferdine said that, and I really like that because it's what you gravitate towards as well. You know, and I think that probably is a good point to finish up on the hybrid stuff, because if you gravitate towards that, there's nothing wrong with that, and I'm certainly not judging anybody. You know, like I've had this fascination, I don't know why, from when I was young. I've always really wanted to become the best at one thing. You know, it was rugby for me. You know, I was obsessed with becoming the best rugby player, you know, and I thought, I'm going to go professional and all this stuff. And obviously that didn't pan out.
Yeah.
I think I quite had the genetics to be an open side flanker. You know,
you'll be bigger, you said, for that, isn't it?
Probably average 6'3", I'd say. You know, and you know, it didn't pan out. And then obviously, I've taken that now into strength sports, and that's the way that I've been. You know, I've always been very much so. I want to be an expert because I've just got this fascination with like experts, people that spend all their time
mastering their craft.
That's just what's got me. But that doesn't mean that that's everybody, you know. And I think the compliance to a particular thing that you enjoy is the most important thing. You know, because if you're not gonna do it, then you know it's not going to be much use of anything, really, is it?
Oh, that's key, and yeah, that's like exactly what we said there. So like for me, I just enjoy training like my speed. I enjoy that, and I enjoy upper body. I guess you'd call it gymnastics training.
Right.
Don't see it as a grind, and it interests me to progress in that. So
right. Yeah. Right. Well, let's see if we got any questions then. What's new this week? Let's have a look. I did have them written down here. Okay. Which one should I pick? Do you think lifting is harder now that everyone's obsessed with filming themselves for TikTok? It's a bit of a direct one, isn't it?
When you say harder, in what way? I mean, like harder.
Well, I presume they probably mean like
harder to get your session done without interruption in the gym, in a public gym.
Yeah, maybe like maybe they're a bit like anxious potentially. What do you say?
I don't know, because I don't train in a public gym.
Yeah,
I don't have the experience of people, you know, setting up the whole.
The BBC studio.
Yeah, like the set. And I can imagine, because like some of the reels and stuff you see now, people like they're filming the same exercise from like 10 different angles, and then they're making it flash and all this. And it's like, oh my God, I'm like, are you actually training, or is your training session more about just getting content?
For sure,
for like
there's certainly
to be seen. Yeah,
100%, 100%.
Don't get me wrong. I set the tripod up and I film my training, but I'm not like, oh, that's not good enough for Instagram, so I'm gonna have to redo the set. And it's like, because the volume I do is so low as well, I'd be screwed.
Well, I mean, you know, to talk about that specifically, yeah, I see people in the gym, and they care more about how it looks on camera than how much effort they're actually putting into the set.
Yeah,
and I'm like, what's the point in you being here? At this point, you're a show pony.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like you're not like
you're an entertainer, aren't you?
You're an entertainer,
magic man.
I'm not going to take this seriously. You know, like so anything that, because obviously I'm an online coach. I film stuff. How I work it, on a Sunday, that's my day. I do some filming. I'm obviously not training. I never try and create content whilst I'm training. Because then my focus, if I'm not focused on my session, I'm going to hurt myself. I'm barely managing some workouts with all my attention, you know, let alone if I'm like, you know, like spending energy on the right like camera angle and all this, that, and the other. No chance. No chance. So I have Sundays where I film, and then of course, like it's different. If I'm already lifting, I just set her up and I didn't even think about it. I press one button and it's
Same,
done.
you can just leave it, can't you? Yeah.
Now, what I would say is that being an online coach, I try all the time not to get anybody else in the video. I'm very, try and be very courteous of other people in the gym. I try and not have other people in the shot. If it happens to be that they are, I'll always go up to them and say, look, I'm filming. Is it okay? You're in the background. Do you mind? And leave her up to them. And if they say, yeah, actually, I do, then you know I leave it and find somewhere else. But that's how you approach it. What you don't do is like a lot of people do today, because it depends. It's context dependent on which person you are, right? Like if you like, I suppose like me doing that, then it's fine. You know, it's no problem. But if you are then setting up the camera, like, you know, all these different angles and you see it like at times, mate, and this is what I don't like about it too, is then people that record themselves and then call other people out in the background of those videos. Have you seen that?
Oh, I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah,
no.
like about like what they're doing in the gym and you know all this sort of stuff.
Right.
And I'm like, where's the humility today? You know, there's just zero humility. Like, who do you think you are?
Yeah.
You know? So, anyway, it's easy to get me on a rant. Right. Should we do one more?
Yeah, go for it.
What's the dumbest thing you've ever injured yourself doing at the gym? Have you ever injured yourself at the gym?
At the gym?
I don't know if I have.
Nothing stand out that I can think of.
I'm trying to think now. I don't actually think.
No, all my injuries have come in sport or from like sprinting or something like that. I don't think I've actually. No, I've never, touch wood now, I've never dropped like a weight on myself or, ripped a muscle or anything like that.
Yeah,
in the gym.
I think that just goes to show how safe lifting weights is if you're doing it properly.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Like if you're doing it how long have you been training now? Longer than me, probably. Is it?
Yeah. I couldn't tell you without really thinking. I mean,
because I've been training probably. It's 13 years.
I mean, I started, I started going in the gym and stuff when I was like, I think as soon as I was allowed, as soon as you could get in there, basically 16 and stuff. But like, that was like dabbling in and out, like different things. And, I wouldn't really define myself as training with any extent. I was more like, I guess, just exercising in the gym, using whatever I could get my hands on and stuff. But, I don't know. No, I'm just trying to think. No, I've definitely never had any injury.
No, I've had like achy shoulders, elbow from like tendonitis type stuff. It's like little...
I've had that. I've had like something where you're like, no, that's a bit aggravated from doing something.
Yeah, but never like a big injury.
No, but that's the same thing though, isn't it? I think training in the gym is for the most part controlled. You are in control, and it's. As long as you're going in there with a plan, you're not just going in there and going, oh, well, today I think I'm going to have a go at this.
Yeah.
No, who knows what could happen then, or not to shit on it. But if you're going in the gym and your workouts are always WODs, where you're doing things under like high levels of fatigue.
Now. You've got too late.
High levels of fatigue. And you're just making it up on the spot, then I guess you're probably opening up the door maybe to more injury.
Yeah,
potentially.
For sure. Yeah, I would 100% agree. Yeah, I think it depends on what you're doing. CrossFit, I'm sorry, but that is way more likely to injure you than anything else. CrossFit did a really good job of getting people up off their ass who otherwise wouldn't have, because they marketed the whole the sport really well, effective, and they appealed to people like our friends, family who just wouldn't have done anything. That's brilliant. It's better than doing nothing, 100%. But at the same time, if there's you're hoping then that they find proper training after that.
It's just I just think it's mad when you've got someone who runs like, I don't know, you do whatever. You might do a front squat or a overhead press or whatever, and then do a 200 or 400 meter run, and then come back in and do something else. And I'm like, if I run 200 meters, I am blown, But then I guess it's the difference between running it all out like that, or you're doing it as more, I guess, of an endurance thing.
Well,
I don't know. But...
you're getting pretty good at a lot of different things. It comes back to the hybrid stuff, but you're never getting the best.
No.
Like what if you look at, like, for instance, right, and we'll finish on this. So if I'm mapping out training for an athlete, right? So for instance, when I get to elite in my system, every single time, doesn't matter who you are, you get an annual plan from me. And a part of that annual plan is you have your different biomotor abilities, like strength, endurance, power. It depends what's involved in what you're looking to achieve, right? So the difference is that we are running them concurrently, those different abilities, but you're spending individual training sessions working on that one ability. You're not merging the training session like a CrossFitter would, right? So you're not like doing your power cleans and snatches and all that sort of stuff with your 200, 300 meter run, right? Intermittently. No, you're not doing that. You're having one workout for strength, then you rest, you recover. It's planned
Yeah.
in the training week. Then maybe you do your endurance work on a different day. So you're prioritizing these different abilities. You're still doing them concurrently, but you're doing them fresh. And you're not cooking yourself. And you're not doing 1,000,001 reps, you know? So, yeah, I agree, mate. I think if you're doing that sort of stuff, you're certainly increasing the injury risk. But even then, you know, compared to like rugby or like the amount of injuries I've had from rugby.
Way worse. There's a point on that though. I was talking to someone the other day about this, and you made a good point there. Is that you're like, if you're training your strength or you're training your endurance or whatever, you're resting and recovering before you go and do the other thing.
Yeah.
It's literally just gone out of my head. What was it? It's just shot out of my head now.
CrossFit?
No, yeah, but that's the thing, is that training, like trying to train like
Concurrently.
yeah, but like both in the same session, you just can't.
Yeah.
That you won't get the best out of both. You'll just get you'll get decent at.
Who are we talking to about that?
Just someone who was just basically doing about where they were doing their strength training or their resistance training, and then where they were doing their cardio work.
Right.
Because a lot of people, I've seen before do it. Maybe go in the gym and do the cardio, and then I'm going to go in the gym afterwards. That's just like an ass backwards way around, really.
Yeah, and then we talk about they wear like a badge of honor then, don't they? Oh, you know, I did 3 classes. I'm like, well, you made the most out of the one class.
No.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. But anyway, should we call that one there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, do you want to see us out? I feel like it's your thing now.
Oh, is it all right?
Yeah,
because you ripped it from me the last time.
Yeah. You know, you can have this.
Guys, if you've enjoyed the episode, please leave a rating and review and subscribe on Spotify and iTunes. We'll catch you on the next one. Boom.